So excited to have everyone with me today. This will be a fun topic, no doubt, for real estate agents. We have the opportunity to speak with one of the Stuart St. James team members, Milos, and he recently closed a $1 million deal. And $1 million listings are something that all real estate agents enjoy speaking about. And so I'm really thrilled to have the opportunity to have Milos come on and speak with us today. So, Milos, thanks so much for taking the time to join us.
You're welcome, Darren. It's my pleasure. I'm just looking forward to this chat.
Yeah. And maybe you could take a minute and just introduce yourself, speak about maybe how long you've been in real estate, how long you've been practicing, and maybe what your focus, what your niche is in the general real estate space.
So I've been in real estate since 2016 as an agent, but I had my passion for real estate even prior to that when I was buying my investment properties and my primary residence. So started in 2016 and joined Stuart St. James in late 2018. Prior to that, I was with another brokerage. I was with Keller Williams. My niche market, yeah, I would say, is helping buyers acquire their homes in the 15-mile radius from Boston metro area. So I live in the South Shore. I'm in Milton. So naturally, my, you know, first pick is South Shore, but I'm also open to, all the opportunities that are beyond that.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about this most recent deal that you closed. So we're in May of 2021 right now, and tell us a little bit about this most recent deal of yours.
So this first to just kind of like highlight, it was 1.26 million purchase for a buyer whom I known for 15 plus years. Prior to this deal, actually, I helped him and his wife buy their vacation property at Martha's Vineyard. So this was a second time dealing with them. The journey started actually earlier than this year. It was right around April of 2020. So in the middle of pandemic, they started looking for an upgrade. They had condominium in at the south end area. So they sold that and they were looking for a 5 bedroom either house or a condominium in Arlington or Arlington, Mass or Winchester. So um, we started looking in the spring and the summer of 2020, made a couple of offers that didn't go through. Uh, and then they took some vacation. They got a little bit discouraged by some of the offers they made that weren't accepted. And then we had a pause in this transaction until about beginning of this year when we identified a couple of properties, one being the one that they actually end up purchasing in Arlington. So definitely the one thing that I would highlight is I believe that I did a good job with my buyers in 2017 with their Martha's Vineyard property. And then they are returning customers. They decide to call me again to help them out with a new purchase.
Yeah, I think that was going to be one of my questions for you was, how did you initially establish contact with this client? So you definitely address that. And then the other kind of question I was thinking about is, the $1 million plus market is something that all agents strive for. And it sounds like what allowed you to unlock that really was the professionalism, the way in which you service this client on another purchase. And that really helped you along the way. So that's excellent. I think something else that you touched on that would probably help a lot of other agents out there and others is, you mentioned the market that we're in right now, especially from a buyer's perspective. It's very obvious that inventory is very low and that it's a seller's market. And as you mentioned, you had a couple of offers that were put in. I'm sure that they were strong, but weren't able to get accepted. And that's, not uncommon today. what were maybe one or two things that you saw with that deal that did go through that maybe you changed, that you had some course corrections along the way that you learned that allowed you to strengthen your offer for your on behalf of your buyers, or allowed you to kind of break through and kind of get through probably what were probably 5 or 10 plus offers on that single property?
So they have identified 3 properties that were their top choices. This one they were initially excited about, but despite the fact that it was listed for close to 1.5 million, it needed, in their view, they needed some upgrades. They wanted to change some things around the kitchen. Also, some landscaping needed to be done to be according to their liking. So they had this as maybe second choice at the time when they pursued some other opportunities that didn't go through due to, as you mentioned there, and multiple offers that didn't, although they were offering always either asking price or over ask, they didn't happen. So what I did once is, about a month passed since all these offers were made, and then I noticed that this house was still listed. So although I haven't heard from them again about this specific listing, I wanted to revisit and ask, hey guys, I'm seeing that this property is still available. Would you be interested in maybe talking about offering a little lower than what the asking price was, so we can allow for all the renovations and things that you wanted done on the house? So they actually liked that idea, both the husband and wife. They had another conversation between them, and they decided it was definitely worth pursuing.
That's great, and congratulations again on putting that together. So one thing I'd love to ask, I see this in myself. I try and be self-critical, and hindsight being 2020, is there anything that you would do differently, Milos, on this particular deal, looking back, that you would change if you had the opportunity to do so?
Well, the constraints about 2020 are well known to everyone. We had the pandemic, we had open houses for all of these properties. They were conducted in a very specific way. Some of them were virtual showings. Some sellers were not even open to open houses. It was definitely a limited number of things that we could do given the circumstances. But, other than that, the year itself and the challenges we had throughout the year were very unique, and little things could actually be changed by us. So we adapted. We tried our best. We were out there being extra cautious with our masks and following all the protocols and procedures. But it was definitely a challenging time for real estate.
Absolutely. Hey, to switch gears a little bit, one thing that I hear from agents oftentimes, almost once a day usually, is they're skeptical of Stuart St. James, 100% commission brokerage. They really think it's oftentimes too good to be true. And, one of the questions is this really legitimate? Like, are you closing $1 million plus deal, and are you seeing 100% commission flow into your bank account? And I just want to candidly ask you, like, can you share your experience there and what that looked like?
Well, I can definitely confirm that Stuart St. James is 100% legitimate. My commission for this $1 million sale is already in my bank account, and I couldn't be more thrilled about that. Another testimony to the brokerage is, once I joined in late 2018 and started actually doing business in early 2019, there was about a dozen of agents that were with Stuart St. James at the time, and now we have about 60 or 62 that last time I checked. So that's another testimony that people are happy with the brokerage, with the support that we get, training, also importantly all the supporting technology that goes with with our businesses in place. So I can definitely testify that it's a real deal.
That's awesome. What for you personally has 100% commission meant to you, your family, your business? I hear a lot from agents who maybe come from a Keller Williams or another kind of big name brokerage, or a brokerage where there's a really large commission split and they're not able to reinvest back into their business while at the same time supporting and running their family and their life. What has, closing $1 million deal, seeing 100% of that commission come to you, like what does that mean for you, Milos, your life, your family, your business?
Well, certainly keeping bigger portion and having the opportunity to keep 100% of my commission allows for less hectic lifestyle, and I'm not driven by the number of deals I have to make, for this to make sense financially. So one of the things that, reflecting back to my career at other brokerages, there were royalty fees, commission splits that, on paper were justified by additional training and some resources that were there for us. But frankly, moving over to Stuart St. James, I didn't really see a big gap in what's offered here and there. So there are multiple aspects of the fact that I enjoy working for Stuart St. James versus traditional brokerages, and this allows for overall for a better lifestyle, more time for me to spend with the family versus looking for a number of deals and just keeping portion of my commission. So I'm a big proponent of good work-life balance. So this is number one reason why I'm here.
That's awesome. Is there maybe a book, a piece of content, something for you personally that has really helped you on your journey in the real estate industry in general?
Rather than a book or something published, I would say it's just my life experiences. I am originally from Belgrade, Serbia. I've been in the States for about 20 years, and I'm married to a woman from Peru. So I have this multicultural experience that I'm applying in, making connections with people and ultimately being their real estate agent and doing good job with them. So just one piece of advice that I can offer is always, stay in touch with people, not necessarily just when you're looking to make a business connection, but genuinely be able to meet, have a drink with your friends and family, and then deals just come naturally your way.
I think that's really thoughtful advice, especially thinking forward, not always focused on a particular deal. And I think that comes off in conversations with people, and they recognize that you're genuine in your approach. And I think that makes a lot of sense. As we wrap up here, I'm sure that people will see this and they will want to work with you. You are someone who is genuine in your approach, as we just mentioned. If someone wants to reach out, connect with you, work with you, what's the best way to connect and get in touch with you, Milos?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm always available via phone or email. I'm in Milton, so I'm open to meet with my fellow agents, maybe have coffee or a drink, chat about the opportunities, or just say hello. Definitely, the aspect of us being online for a year now is created a need for people to meet more in person and have a chat, and I'm definitely open to that.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks so much for coming on today, Milos. I really appreciate it. I'm sure that other agents as well as potential clients of yours are going to get a lot of value out of our short discussion today. So thank you.
Thank you, Darren. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Bye now.
Bye now.